clouds blow again, all aglow again, taking a chance on love. Here I slide again, about to take that ride again, starry-eyed again, taking a chance on love. I thought the cards were a frame-up that I never would try, but now I'm taking the game up, and the ace of hearts is high. Things are mending now, I see a rainbow blending now. We'll have our happy ending now, taking a chance on love. Here I slip again, I'm gonna take that tip again. Got my grip again, taking a chance on love.
Welcome, Jubilee family. I am Wambui Richardson, Artistic Director here at Jubilee Theatre, located at 506 Main Street, now in our 43rd season. Just taking a quick little moment to chat with you about what's going on over here, where we've been, and where we're trying to go next. So let's talk about the roots of Jubilee Theatre in the beginnings. The year was 1981, and Mr. Rudy Eastman and his wife, Marion Eastman, they gave birth to this beautiful place called Jubilee Theatre. And in the beginning, Jubilee could not always afford to produce shows from licensing houses such as Dramatist, Samuel French, and all the other ones. It was cost prohibitive for them to be able to do that. So them being the go-getters that they are and the problem solvers that they were, Jubilee Theatre in its beginning crafted, created, and developed original work. Works such as Negroes in Space, Coupe de Ville, A Time-Traveling Brother, Alice Wonder, Brother Mac, and numerous other titles along the way. And it was that gumption of creating new works that made our community, in fact, the greater community, not just a community that looks like you and I, but all of us throughout the Tarrant County, throughout the DFW area, want to watch Jubilee Theatre grow, build, and thrive. Now, later on, as things grew and evolved, Jubilee Theatre was able to then go into those licensing companies and produce other shows. But we've never forgotten about our roots. And so a part of that is this new development series, or as I'm calling it, a return to the old. Last season, we had the unique opportunity to be able to bring to our community the staged reading of Bread and Gravy, the life and times, the songs and times of Ethel Waters. Now we're bringing to the stage the full show. We're so blessed to have a community that supported us, watched us, and said, yeah, we want to see that. Bring that back. So it was great to be able to now produce this show. So what's coming before us now is Bread and Gravy, the songs and times of Ethel Waters. This was a beautiful partnership with playwrights Frank Cullen, Donald McNeely, our composer Ed Smith, our musical supervisor David Geist, our vocal supervisor, vocal coach Pamela Dawson, and Jubilee Theatre. And so this has been a blessed opportunity to return to our roots in the development of telling new stories, of creating new stories for our community. And it is our hope, our goal, our wish, and our desire that you two come out to support us. Now, next question. Why Ethel Waters? Why now? Well, first of all, Miss Ethel Waters was a treasure. She is an unsung hero for us all, not just for us as African Americans, but for all of us as artists. Even if we were to look at today's society right now, just a few months ago, there was a major strike for writers, actors, musicians fighting the good fight for a livable wage, fighting so that they can be fairly compensated for their likeness, even when they're away from the camera, but they're consistently being used over and over again. And when you look at the fight of Miss Ethel Waters, it is astonishing that 60 years later, we as artists are still having that same conversation about fair remuneration. That's one part. The other part of it is, and most importantly, is that Miss Ethel Waters was one of the first, if not the first, African American artist to touch every single genre accessible to her at the time. So, vaudeville, theater, Broadway, musicals, television.
Babies walk along with rhythm in their thighs, rhythm in their feet, in their lips and in their eyes. Where do highbrows find that kind of love that satisfies? Underneath a hollow moon.
Radio, movies. She made her way through each and every genre, and she had to fight and claw her way up to the top to be seen, to be heard, and to be acknowledged for her unique sound and what she added to the artistic tapestry. She is the second African American female to be nominated for an Academy Award, directly after Hattie McDaniels, and a lot of people don't know that. So she is important to us, to me, because she is important to American history, not just Black history, but American history. She is one of those artists that has consistently fought the good fight for us so that I could sit before you as an artist today to tell the stories that I love telling. And what better way to celebrate telling those stories than by marrying two worlds. One, a return to the old for Jubilee Theatre in the act of developing new works. And two, honoring her so that her story may continue to be told. Because there are generations before me and after me that may not know who she is, who she was, and what her contribution has been to all of us. Every artist that is on the stage, that is in front of a camera, that is making music, that is telling a song, every artist has something in common with Ethel Waters. And that it is that need to want to be heard and seen and express yourself artistically, but it's also that need to be able to survive. You know, when we look at the darker moments of Miss Ethel Waters' life, financially there was a struggle. You know, and as she gave her life over to Christ, and as she, you know, started exploring other options in herself and her world, she fell in good with the church, and Pastor Billy Graham came to her rescue and gave her opportunities, and that was able to, you know, stave off the darkness of financial ruin for her career. But where would she have been if, or how better would she have been if consistently along the road she was paid according to her value, if she was honored for what she truly brings to the table? Because so many artists today, and not even just artists, so many of us in just everyday life, just working every day, don't truly receive what we are truly do. But we do it because it is what we love doing. Ethel Waters loved to sing. She was a storyteller. She was a lyrical storyteller. And that is what she loved doing. And she should have been able to live a happy and long life, being able to use the gift that God gave her to provide her with the abilities to sustain her life. And isn't that something we all want for ourselves? Now, after this show, as we're now in season 43, I'm actively looking forward to season 44 and season 45 and season 46. And this is the beginning of Jubilee Theatre's renewed investment in the development of new works. Why? If we don't start to tell our stories, we open the doors for other people to tell our stories for us. And not everybody who tells our story should. And not everybody who tells our story fully understands the culture behind the story that you're telling. And so it's important to me and to Jubilee Theatre that we honor our stories by moving them forward. And at the end of the day, we love the color purple, but what's next? How do we tell that next great American story? And if Jubilee Theatre and other theaters like us don't pick up the mantle of developing our own stories and pushing them out there into the world, then where else will they come from? So, Jubilee family, I look forward to you, number one, coming out to see Bread and Gravy, but most importantly, following us on this journey as we rededicate ourselves to the development of new works, new stories, new voices, right here at Jubilee Theatre.